Alright, what's going on, y'all? Today is April 15th. I'm going to be reviewing today's price action and going over the two trades that I took today, both of which resulted in a break even. I like the two setups. Just price action was not in my favor today, and we unfortunately got stopped at a break even before price went and ran to my full TP afterwards. So that's unfortunate, but we'll go over today's price action. Just starting out on the higher time frame, we can clearly see we're still bullish, right? We're coming for all-time highs. NQ's like 500 points away at the end of today, right? We ended off about 500 points away. I think we moved almost 300 points during New York session, AM session this morning to the upside. So we're coming for all-time highs clearly. As you can see, just bullish, bullish, bullish. Like there's no reason to look for anything other than longs here. So let's just go into this morning. The first trade that I ended up taking was actually during pre-market. So this is what I saw. Right, so obviously I'm looking for longs, and we have data wicks. This is just bread and butter setup here. We're in a uptrend. We create data wicks. I'm looking for price to go to the data wicks. I'm not shorting or anything. I'm not taking any shorts until we come take out these data wicks. So we can just start on the higher time frame with 15 minute. Right, what are we doing? We're delivering from this 15-minute fair value gap to the upside. We also get another retracement on the 5-minute, delivering to this 5-minute fair value gap right here. This bullish fair value gap, we're holding bullish structure. We create a 5-minute fair value gap up here as well to watch out for, right? I'm still trying to find an entry to get me up to these data wicks, right? Right now, we're delivering from both of our key levels, two higher time frame key levels, which I like a lot. So now, right here. So I'm looking for the highest time frame reversal in the leg, delivering out of this 5 minutes. So I'm looking for this 5 minutes to hold. The 5-minute does hold, in the highest time frame inversion that we get is going to be a 2-minute if we can get the close here, right? So no 3-minute, nothing, but we do have the 5-minute above, which you could have waited for. But me personally, I'm just confident that we're going to go up to these data highs and at least to that 5-minute unfilled, right? So that was my bias coming into this trade. I waited for the close to take place, and this trade was about an hour before market open. This was about 8:30 in the morning. I don't usually trade pre-market, but when we create these data wicks, right, and I just get a perfect setup like this, and I happen to be looking at the charts, I'm not gonna fade it, right? So this is this is my entry point right here. Got in on this 2-minute. I had my stops just below the swing low, and I was targeting these data highs, right? So this was my entry. I wanted to take it to break even at this unfilled 5-minute, right? Because this is a possible area for price to be able to reject off of and go a little bit lower if we did want to come sweep out this low inside this 5-minute, right? So this 5-minute being is what I mean. So that's what I was looking for, but I was very confident in this trade, so I didn't go break even immediately. I just wanted to kind of be a little bit discretionary with my break even here, which you'll see an example of. We were also SMT'd as well with this low. Just another confirmation, right? So now we've got two higher time frame key deliveries. We've got data highs above. We get a 2-minute inversion. We also get a 2-minute change in state of delivery, right? So we get a 2-minute change in state of delivery as well right here. And this was the setup I took. Plus with an SMT, like it doesn't really get much better than this, right? So this is what I took. I ended up, we tap into the 5-minute, we reject slightly. I don't go break even there, but I go break even at this point right here on this candle. So now I'm at break even. I'm just expecting us to kind of flush up to these highs. Price chops around for a little bit before coming down to my break even, right? And that was kind of expected because we were SMT'd at this point right here, and we had a 5-minute below right here that I noticed, and I said price would probably want to come back into this area. So at this point, you can look for longs again to the upside, right? Delivering off this 5-minute, but there wasn't much. We kind of just chopped around for a little while before getting a good close right here. I think it was the highest time frame here was a 3-minute, 4-minute. If my trading view chart would like to work. Yeah, so it's a 3-minute. So you could have taken this 3-minute, right? Gone here, you still would have gotten break even. Pretty positive, right? But market's about to open at this point. I'm not taking anything until market opens, just waiting for price to manipulate. And market opens, boom, we're immediately shooting up. I kind of just expect market open to come. This wasn't market open yet, right? So we got this pre-market with this candle move. I'm kind of just expecting price to open up and immediately just take us through these data highs, right? I don't really see too much of a reason for price to displace lower off open at this point. But we do get a displacement lower. I saw some people take this 2 minute right here. I think it was a 2 minute, might have been 1. Yeah, 2 minute. This just doesn't make sense to me. There's data highs above. I would never short this close to data highs, especially when there's no higher time frame delivery off of any of this. And we don't really have much to target, right? I mean, you can target lows inside of a 5 minute or this low inside of 15 minute, but the data highs are right there. I just would never take anything like this. And there was no inversions to get up. So price runs, takes out my drawn liquidity after stopping me at break even right here. So just an unfortunate first trade. But we had the drawn liquidity right for the day. We got all of our confluences to align. We executed, and that's all you can really ask for, right? So now you just kind of, go see what else the market could bring the rest of the day. I wanted to be cautious the rest of the day here, though, being that we did sweep out my main draws on liquidity, and I kind of just expected us to trend higher. You could have taken this short. I faded this short. I just kind of had no conviction in us going lower. But if you did want to take it, you could have taken it to these relative equal lows right here, and this would have played out in literally 5 seconds. If you wanted to go stops above this body to these relative equal relative equal lows for 1-to-1, bang, it would immediately played out. So that was okay. And then there was this 2 minute long rejecting through this BPR, and yeah, that would have been break even as well. So just a lot of break even setups today. But that 2 minute would have played out, right? Even if you would have taken something like this, pretty positive you would have gotten break evens here. Take a break even there, yeah, you're break even. So just a lot of break even trades, and from this point on, I kind of just expect price to continue higher, right? There's no draws on liquidities. We're just no draws on liquidity. We're just inside of a giant 4-hour fair value gap. Our next draw on liquidity is all the way up here, and at this point, I mean, we're just so close to all-time highs that I'm kind of just expecting us to continue to push bullish, right? So at this point, I was open to taking any continuation longs that I might have seen, and we don't get much. But we do eventually get something that I liked. That short wouldn't have made sense as well, right? This 2 minute short just doesn't make sense to me. We're just clearly trending higher, and obviously we were checking off the 3 minute. So if you took that, you're just a donut. This long, okay, I guess if you wanted to take it off the 3 minute and then this tiny inverse would have played out. Another continuation model, but that one would have failed. You have no higher time frame delivery here. So this is where I ended up taking a trade, right? So we get the delivery from the 5 minute. Just a nice little reversal model. I mean, a continuation model, right? We get the delivery for 5 minute. And actually at this point on ES, we were nearing, which high was it? It was like, I'm pretty sure it was this high and or this high. One of these highs, right, that hadn't been swept yet on ES. We were like right at it. We were like probably 20 points away on ES. So I was like, okay, this continuation model looks great. We're getting the retracement on NQ. If we get the continuation model to the upside, the inverse to the upside, I'll take it, and then I'll just take my profits whenever ES takes out the high that it's approaching, right? That was my thought process here. And at this point on, we don't get to close yet. Highest time frame was in 1 minute, and right here we get to close. Or I don't think we got to close here yet. No, I didn't enter yet. This candle was my entry. Never mind. This candle was my entry. Yeah, this one. So I ended up just taking a long position here. I don't remember where I had my stops exactly. I'm not going to lie. I think I had my stops all the way down here, which is bad. I mean, now that I think about it, right? I could have just held my stops like this low right here and got my 1-to-1, which would have played out. So in hindsight, I'm just now thinking, yeah, not great stop loss placement. I really could have squeezed a little bit more profits out of this trade. Yeah, it's unfortunate now that I'm thinking about it. So you get the inversion, and I just wanted to take this break even at these highs. And then I'm just expecting price to flush here, follow ES to go take out that high. Right here I went break even. ES still hadn't taken out the high. We were actually getting stuck on a 1 minute fair value gap that price couldn't break through. At this point we do break through, right? So we get the breakthrough the 1 minute on ES. I'm not going to pull it up right now because it's just it doesn't work well to have two open on replay mode. It just doesn't work well. But we get to close on ES, and I'm expecting price to just flush through here, and the opposite happens. We get stopped at a break even before price ends up running and taking out the high. So just another break even trade. Now that I'm thinking about it, if I could have had my stops to this order block, I mean, I could have gone for a 1 to 5 here. So there's just sometimes where my stop loss placement needs to be better, especially in these continuation models. I can probably run a tighter stop. So yeah, just something to watch out for. So that could have been good, but I ended up getting stopped at break even. It's always in hindsight where you look back and think, why did I make that decision? But in the live markets, I was being safe, giving my stop loss an extension, thought I was being safe, and it just didn't play out how I thought it would, right? So we continued to just kind of rally the rest of the day. There was nothing until you get this incredible short, which I will show in just a second. And I was already off the charts by this point, but we sweep out this draw on liquidity, right? This 4-hour draw on liquidity. Boom. What do you get? The most perfect V-shaped 5-minute inversion you could ever ask for. You have all this LR, just so much LR, right? But mostly what I was thinking about here is just rebalancing this 15-minute range. So looking back, whenever I saw this, I had just gotten off the charts, unfortunately. But looking back, you probably could have targeted the rebalance of this range, right? And just played it right here at these highs, maybe at this swing high. And if you wanted to be safe, right, you could have gone break even. Or you could have just targeted like this unfilled. Yeah, really, honestly, the best draw on liquidity was here. Was about the 0.5 range to rebalance the range. I think there was a 1 hour. Yeah, there were a couple 1 hours that we were playing inside of as well, but I would have targeted this unfilled 15 minutes, to be honest. Looked very nice, and yeah, this would have played out beautifully. Obviously, you just want to take a break even at this internal low at this 5-minute right here, and this would have flushed. Just flushed. It was incredible. So you finally got your great short set up. I would have never taken this under any circumstance unless it was played out exactly how it did, right? If we didn't get this sweep, I wouldn't have taken this. But we just got the sweep. It was so perfect. The inversion was so perfect. We needed to come rebalance the range. Yeah, it doesn't really get much better than this, to be honest. So that was an incredible short setup that I just didn't take. The rest of the day, we just continued to pump. So rest of the day, we just pumped. Continued. And then I haven't looked at the charts much today. Yeah, live. We're just still pumping. So odds are we come take out all-time highs by the end of this week. And then we get a consolidation period before displacing lower to rebalance the range. But we'll see. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on in the markets with news and all that types of stuff. So we will see what ends up happening. We just got a 5-minute inversion. All right. Yeah, well, that's it today. That's all the trades that I took, and that was today's price action. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I'm going to be back for a back testing session later on. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.